Okay everyone, welcome back to The Long Dark. You join us exactly where we left off, in the middle of nowhere, with the aurora out, the light shining. We are here where the bear threw us when we climbed inside that rail vehicle. So hopefully now... Oh, is this going to be Mezzalooza?
Is that a campfire?
He's going to be here again, isn't he? It is! He's incredible, this fella. Look at the lights all shining. Hello again, my friend.
You again?
How goes the war, my friend?
War?
The war between man and nature, of course. The lights in the sky, you and the bear, the cold, hunger, the old fights returning.
Did you scare the bear away?
There was no bear when I found you. Perhaps it isn't yet time for your paths to cross?
Listen, old man. I'm not sure.
You still believe things are going to go back to the way they were?
The lights in the sky.
Remember, I said they were a reckoning.
They're powering the lights around us?
Now you see.
This can't be. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and yet it has happened.
Ah, now we can ask him some questions. I love this guy, by the way. Let's ask him about the aurora.
So, this is some kind of recurring aurora borealis?
Possibly.
And it's affecting the electricity? The power?
And everything dependent on it. Animating it, or destroying it. Perhaps both.
And you knew this was coming?
No, but it was only a matter of time. This has all happened before.
Okay, let's talk about wildlife then.
I've had a lot of trouble with wildlife lately. Is it always this dangerous around here?
I've seen many strange things, of course, but the birds and beasts, their rhythms are their own.
Meaning?
The patterns of nature have been interrupted, broken. Even those who once knew how to read them are now confused.
What do you think's spooking the wildlife?
I can't say for sure, but the lights in the sky may hold the answer.
So, you think the aurora is influencing the wildlife, too?
There is much in nature that we cannot understand. Would it be so strange?
Okay, so a little bit of insight there from Mezzalooza. I don't think I'm saying his name quite right, but it works out quite well. We're by the campfire, we're warming up. I'm going to stay here for a few minutes. That's kind of a cool scene, isn't it? That is kind of a cool scene. Look at that. Okay, I'm just going to stay here for a few minutes. We're going to see if I can just get some health back and also warm up a little bit. So just bear with me. I'm going to see if I can improve my condition. Okay, so we're back in the early light of dawn. The aurora has gone. We've got sunrise coming up. I'm still here with Mezzalooza, and we are getting ready to head down towards the rail maintenance yard now. I've managed to get my condition back up a little bit. I've got rid of all of my hypothermia worries and all that kind of good stuff. So let's make our way down towards the Royal Maintenance Yard. I know we're going to have some issues with wolves. Wolves down this way, so let's take it easy as we come down towards the yard. Now, it may well be that with this being Wintermute, the wolves will be a little bit away at the moment, and they will feature a little bit later, as happened in the original version of Wintermute. We'll find out when we get down to the rail yard. Now, we also don't know what we're going to find in the rail yard. There was an interaction in the rail yard before. We banged our head and bad things happened. So let's see what happens this time. Okay, we do seem to be wolf free. And we do seem to be bear free. So the bear has followed us. As we discovered at the end of the last video, the bear has followed us. Here we are. They hate the light. That's a little months without pain, making us deal with the forest crazies. Now they're sending me after them. I've had it. After this trip I'm done, no matter what. If you're coming to help, meet me on the far side of Mystery Lake, near the summer cannons. We'll start there. Either we end the discussion. So we've got a bit of a notes there. Sweet wrappers. That's actually an energy bar. Okay, so we've got another little seed now. It's a little bit dark in here. A stove with some matches and a fire log.
Could end up being useful.
A hacksaw. I'm actually inclined to leave a few things here by this fire. Actually, I might take them inside to the fire barrel. Painkillers. What do we got in here? Another note. Aurora observations. There's lights in the sky doing some funny things to the machines around here. We found this old shed and the computers started turning on by themselves, lamps lighting up. We've been trying to call down to the main office where the Aurora or whatever it's called is out, but we're not getting through. Can't tell if the phones even work. There's just a handful of us from the winter crew hold up here. Some of them want to try for the coast and settlements there. If you find this, that's where we've gone. We're still hoping Bray House sends a team up before it comes to that. Even with the fire barrel we brought indoors, it's bitter cold. So it's probably the people who were here running the railway when things all started to go wrong. We do have a bit more food here, and we've got a bed that we can make use of, but obviously it's pretty cold out in this section. But I am still convinced that as soon as I go through that door, we are going to get hit with something. So let's see what happens. Okay, nothing yet. I am suspicious because when we played through this section before, there was a cutscene. We did end up injuring ourselves, so I am a little suspicious that something will happen in here.
This will come in handy.
Okay, I'm going to leave the tea, I'm going to take the sardines. I'm obviously encumbered, so I need to bear that in mind. I'm going to bed here and all sorts of things. Okay, I'm going to do a sweep because I want to see what the hell's going on before we do anything. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Nothing there. Yeah, here we are. I'm pretty sure something's about to happen. Time to rise up. We can no longer stand idle and watch our beloved Great Bear continue to be raped by the resource companies. If you care about saving this island, meet up at the old lodge on the outskirts of Mystery Lake Provincial Park. Cell service and sat-nav access is spotty, so use the sneaker net. Remember, they're watching, so be careful who you trust. So that's a note from the Forest Talkers. Okay, well, so far nothing's happened. I have a feeling. I'm just trying to think back to the last time I was here, in the original version of Wintermute, when I think we tripped over and banged our head, and we ended up sitting in here for ages. I think that might have been what introduced us to the darkness, and the fact that the with the aurora and the lights, and obviously we've just done that separately with Mesalusa. So there's a big heavy hammer and some tools, and we've got some more food there. So that's all we need to work with the forge, which is kind of cool. We've got everything we need there to light the forge, and potentially to make things, which is kind of interesting. I am carrying quite a bit of stuff with me, so very shortly I think I am going to have to just go through it and see what we can drop. Our mission is still to get to the hunting lodge.
Thank goodness.
Another hatchet. Ooh, loads of stuff in that drawer. Bandage. Okay, I think we are definitely going to have to do a little bit of a dump of stuff. We're carrying an awful lot of stuff with us. We're going to have to dump some of it. The fire barrels are
Not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, well this gives me an option to drop a few things. So I'm going to drop some matches here by the fire barrel, along with a couple of tinder plugs, a couple of sticks, the fire log. Because that then is our little fire starting kit. Obviously, we can get a fire going if all else fails with the fire barrel. So have a quick look through these drawers. We'll leave the reclaimed wood, we don't need that. We'll leave the scrap metal. Nothing in here, apart from a pry bar, which is a rather heavy thing that we don't really need. Some more matches. Okay, so we've pretty much cleared through this, and we've pretty much found everything that I think we're going to find in here. So let's do a little bit of a sort through. I'm going to use trying to decide where to store things. Let's use these big drawers.
What have we here?
More matches. I'm going to drop things into these big drawers just to get rid of spare stuff that we've got. So we don't need to be carrying all of this lot. So let's transfer some of these matches out. The rest of that's all looking okay. First aid kit wise, we're carrying a lot of antibiotics. Let's transfer out some of that. I'll keep the... No, let's get rid of the water purification tablets. Likelihood we're not going to need those. I'm going to get rid of those 4 painkillers and a couple of the bandages. We don't need to be carrying that much. Clothing wise, we have a couple of spare things that we can probably just ditch for the moment. Food wise, we're carrying quite a lot, and we're carrying quite a lot of water as well. So what I think I'm going to do is ditch a litre of that water. And we'll just drop some of the heavier food items as well that we don't quite need to be carrying around with us. Things like that. That gets a good amount of weight off. That one as well. Okay, lamp fuel. We probably don't really need to be carrying. I've got 2 hatchets. I don't really need 2 hatchets. Don't really need to be carrying that hacksaw around with me, or quite that much ammunition, because the problem of course that I've got is that I'm going to have to bring the legendary spear back down again, so I'm going to have to I need to have the carrying capacity to be able to do that. So I'm a bit reluctant to leave my distress pistol and my flares or my rifle around anywhere, because I don't know when I'm going to need it. Okay, so we're actually looking okay. We can eat some food. That'll help us a little bit as well, I think. some water. Oops, didn't mean to do that. My bad. Never mind. Let's drink some water. Okay, so I think we're looking in pretty good shape to potentially try and make our way up to the lodge now. I haven't found a key. I just want to make sure I've looked in every small drawer where we're likely to find keys. I'm going to go back out into the... I'm going to go back out through the other section. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good. So I'm now going to consider making my way out. Oh, there is actually that little area up there. I'm just going to quickly check this out. I'd forgotten about this area. Oh, we've got a jerry can with some fuel in it there. We've got more water. Well, to be fair, I think I'll take that. That's the beef jerky, because that doesn't push us over the increment limit, and we'll have used it by the time we come back. So, okay, so I guess then it's time to head. The game's just saved back into that main section, and see if we can now think about making our way towards the lodge. Now, in the previous version of Wintermute, we had to do this in the dark, and we were doing it using a torch because they hate the light. Were we doing it with a torch, or were we using... I think we were actually dodging between lamps, weren't we, rather than a torch. But now we're doing it in the middle of the day. No torch. Just genuine anxiety that I have got going on right now. There's Wolf. Straight into trouble. And trouble has big, sharp, pointy teeth. And I missed, so we're gonna fight it. Please don't die. Please don't die. That would be bad. Okay, let's get back inside. We're going to have to sort our condition out before we risk going any further. Okay, so my condition is now a lot better, and I've also picked up a benefit, the well-fed benefit. You've managed to prevent starvation for 72 consecutive hours. You're full of energy and can carry more gear. I didn't even know that was a thing. So basically it means that I've gone through 72 hours without my hunger meter dropping into the red, which is actually pretty cool. I didn't even realise that existed. Because in this survival mode, I'm a little bit more... I play it differently. I kind of allow it to go into the reds, knowing that the condition loss is acceptable, but I didn't even know that was a thing, so maybe I'll bear that one in mind for future survival mode playthroughs, but never mind, we're here in Wintermute right now. So, we have a bit of extra condition, which is a real bonus for what we're about to do. So, let's try this again. And hopefully this time we can avoid wolf encounters. Or at least I can actually hit the target if I try and shoot them, which would be a better option. Oh, there, well, there we are. Apparently I did hit the target. I brought it down anyway. Oh, there's another one. Bullseye! That doesn't happen very often, so I've actually brought down two. I've actually brought down two wolves. One that I fought by hand and one that I just managed to shoot. 9 times out of 10 when I attempt to shoot wolves like that, I miss. So I'm quite impressed with that, actually. Okay, so we now need to get over to the bridge. I honestly think I didn't find a key, and I am concerned that we need a key to do this, or some sort. Oh no, we needed bolt cutters, didn't we? When we came through this in the original version of Wintermute, you needed bolt cutters. Blimey, the weather closes in quick round here, doesn't it? You need bolt cutters. We don't have any, but I didn't see any either, so I'm kind of hoping that we don't need anything like that. I'm going to swap weapons. I'm nervous that we're going to come up here. I'm not going to have the thing to get through the door, and the bear's going to come up behind me. Although I think at the moment the bear is making a series of highly scripted appearances, and I suspect one of them is going to be as we go through this gate. Oh, maybe not. And it's not even locked this time. Okay. I guess then I'm going to switch back to the rifle, because I have a feeling what we're going to end up starving off is going to be a wolf. Okay, so we're going to make our way up this way, which takes us towards the lodge. Now, we also don't know what we're going to find when we get to the lodge. I can't help but think we're going to have another encounter with somebody like we did with the escaped convict in the farm back in Milton, that we may well have a similar encounter. The forest talkers were obviously heading up to the lodge. We may well find somebody up here. That's my theory. We'll find out when we get here. Obviously just keeping our eyes open for wolves. I'll tell you what, it's actually gone quite chilly in my house at the minute. It's gone a little bit cooler today in real life. God, it's gone really misty here in the long dark. It's a good job of following a path. The bad news is it means I can't see wolves from a distance, as I would like to. Here we are. Eerie music kicking in. The Mystery Lake Lodge. We'll see. With the mist and murk, which may well be part of the game. It could well be that this is random. It could well be this is part of the game. And it's always intended to do this, and that's why it closed in so fast as we were walking up.
Wow. This must have been really nice once upon a time.
I think you're right there. Okay, here we go then. I'm going to holster my rifle. Let's go in. What are we going to find inside?
Now, to find that spear.
Okay, well before we go looking for the spear... Well, that was quick. I'm just going to do a quick sweep round, just make sure there's nobody here. Okay. Where's the phone? I don't see it. It's over here. Well, it won't let me do anything other than open and close it, so... Okay, let's just have a quick look upstairs, just again, make sure there's nobody up here.
I need anything right about now.
This is more just for me, I don't want to be taken by surprise. Whoop. I hate it when the game saves like that. I am genuinely a little bit more anxious playing this version of Wintermute just to see what's going to surprise me. Okay, we've got plenty of food here. We've got some rabbit, we've got some herbal tea. We've got a snare. And we've got field dressing your kill. Okay. And of course we have... It's a fire log. Of course we have the spear.
Damn. Looks like one little detail got missed in the trapper's legend of the old bear. The spear didn't
Too much
survive
stuff
the
to carry.
fight. Must be something I can use to fix it in that old machine shed.
Repair the broken spear at the forge. We've got to go to the forge now and repair the spear because it's broken. Repair the broken spear at the forge. Okay, so that's what we've got to do. We've retrieved it. We've now got to fix it. We've got a lot of side quests, side missions though. Okay, so I could do with doing a little bit of housekeeping before we have a think about what we're going to do next. There's loads of stuff up here that we can try and make use of. I'm probably going to warm myself up, have a little think about what we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping and maybe have a think about some of these side missions. But right now I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me for some more Long Dark Wintermute. We are progressing quite well through the main storyline. We're all the way up here in the hunting lodge in Broken Railroad. We've made it over here pretty quickly. We have collected the bear killing spear rather than the rifle, and we are going to have to go and repair it. Once we've done that, we'll take it back to Jeremiah, and I think that's probably when we're going to have our massive bear encounter. But right now, thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to hit the like button, and if you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button for when these videos come out next. Obviously, since my survival mode playthrough has all gone a bit wrong, I'm now putting Wintermute out twice a week, and that's going to carry on for the moment, and we're going to have a look at some guest games and some other stuff as well. And remember to hit the playlist as well over on the side of the screen there, so you can check out this playthrough and also my ill-fated survival mode playthrough as well. But right now, thank you as always for joining me, and I shall see you again for some more Wintermute very, very soon.